I'm called Misheline Mutuzo.
My name is Rajab Kakoza.
I would want to meet someone fun, someone interesting.
Why I'm here today?
To answer 21 questions. I just hope they are not hard or something. Hi.
Hi.
I'm Misheline Mutuzo.
I'm Rajab Kakoza.
Okay, what do you do?
I'm an IT person. What do you do yourself?
That's complicated. But I have a cleaning company. I do influencing sometimes. I'm a mother to one very beautiful 4-year-old girl called Crown. That's about it.
What?
Are you nervous?
Of course. And you made me actually more nervous.
Why?
That's a $1 million question. Your looks, your what, the smile. You look like this uptown kind of girl, so yeah.
Thank you for the compliment.
Yeah.
I think. Thank you.
Yeah, and you don't look like your mother.
Oh, I am. Trust me, I am.
So what do you do to look like that? Or maybe we save that for...
I really don't know. I don't know. I don't do anything. I just look like this.
Wow.
Okay.
Sounds good.
You want to go first?
I think ladies first.
All right. What is the difference between living and existing?
Wow. Living is about enjoying life, enjoying like this show right now, what you're doing, enjoying God's creation. When I look at you, it's like I'm really living. And then existing, facing life the way it is.
Makes sense a little bit, I think.
Yeah. This seems interesting.
Okay.
Does a person's name influence the person they become?
I don't think so. I really don't. I've seen people called Agaba who are very mean. I think you are who you are because of what you choose to do, because of how you're raised, people that you interact with, people that you have around you, yourself as a person, not because of your name. What would you do differently if you knew no one would judge you? Before
I make a decision, I think, would this make a good story?
If that whole, you're a Christian or you don't have to care about what people are going to say or think, what would you do?
I think I'll enjoy my life to the fullest. Sometimes you want to...
You can enjoy your life
as a Christian.
There's this
crazy thing you want to do
so
sometimes.
What's that crazy thing that you want to do? That's what I want to know.
I would want to go to a club, dance, and do all that.
You know you can go to a club and dance.
Yeah, I can do
even
that.
Even when you're Christian.
I can do that, but I would do it more differently if I don't have all these eyes on me.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what can you do today that you were not capable of a year ago?
Financial independence.
Wow.
That's so like really easy.
You have some. So if
I'm not rich before you do that. I'm not.
You know that thing when I need like 1 million. Could you
listen?
Yes, but you said
financial independence for myself and my kid. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. What's the piece of advice you'd give to 5-year-old you 16-year-old you, 21-year-old you right now. So what would you tell 5-year-old you?
Follow Christ.
Okay. Every 5-year-old follows Christ, but
I don't.
really?
I was crazy when I was growing up, so
At 5?
trust me.
16-year-old you?
Study.
21-year-old you?
Make friends.
You didn't have friends when you were 21?
I did not like focus on making friends, the kind of friends the kind of friends that are important now.
Maybe the advice should be make reasonable friends.
Yeah.
And right now, what advice would you give yourself?
Enjoy life.
You should start enjoying life. I can start by taking you to a club.
Really?
And you have fun, like normal fun when no one is going to judge you.
Judge me?
Mm-hmm.
You think that's possible?
It is.
I have a whole lot of judgmental friends.
Don't come with
judge
them.
you. No, I'll not come with them,
Exactly
of course.
so.
But you have this idea that I have a crazy friend. He's called Capis. He's crazy, but I mean, he's a very, very straightforward person. So
you're supposed to be living your life, not Capis's
yes,
life.
I live my life, but I mean, you cannot rule out the people you spend most of your time with.
Listen, I do not know how to encourage people, but you should make sure you live a good life. Like, make sure after all this is done, you won't go out thinking, I wish I had done this and that. Do it all.
What part of your culture are you least proud of?
That's such a funny question.
What's your tribe, by the way?
Because
Didn't get your tribe.
I'm a Mufumbira. And this is very embarrassing to say, but I do not know my culture. So I can't even tell you. Not exactly. I'm a Mufumbira from Kisoro.
Okay.
But
How many times do you visit your village?
I've been the last time I was like 3 years ago or something.
Wow.
Exactly.
2 years ago.
You know, you grow up somewhere else before I don't even know my language that well. You're going to schools in Fort Portal and Kampala, and then you're going to campus in Kampala, and then now you're living. Before you know it, and then everything else comes in. Now you're older, you're busy. You don't have the time to be like, hey, let me go to Kisoro and be there for a month and learn this and that. Like, you no longer have that time. And
yeah, it's true. Some people get to know their culture when they're getting married.
Exactly.
That's when they want to find out what they do.
Maybe I should wait for then when I'm getting married and I learn.
I think you're going next.
Yeah.
Please.
Are you loud or quiet during sex?
Wow. I think
you think, although you think
it's sometimes it's quiet and then it gets louder, so I don't know what to say.
So what brings about the difference? Why is it quiet sometimes and louder?
I mean it all depends on how it's going.
Okay.
Yeah, so what's the first thing that comes to your mind when money lands in your hands or account?
Shopping.
What would you shop?
What is
the first thing?
The first thing that I'll buy? Shoes or a bag.
Wow. We have something in common. I love shoes.
I'm a shopaholic, if that's the word. I love new things. I love buying things. I'll have 50K on me and
gadgets?
That's no.
Are you a gadget person?
I'm not.
How come you're holding a
What?
iPhone.
An iPhone. This is like just a phone of, I don't know. Like,
Yeah, someone
I don't
who is
mind
someone
it.
that's not
You
good
see,
with gadgets will not.
no. Listen, I love a good camera on my phone, and I love a lot of space because I take a lot of pictures. Does size matter?
No.
What gives?
No.
So, no, why?
I think I can rock any size.
First of all, okay.
What's the hardest part about dating these days?
About dating generally, I'd say, everything is hard about dating these days.
The hardest.
I can't. We lie a lot lately.
The ladies, you're speaking
Both
for
of
your
us.
gender?
No.
Are
Are
you representing the entire gender?
No. I am representing both genders.
No, you've not been us.
Except I date you guys. It's
Yeah,
not like I
but
date. So I know
you've
for a
dated
fact.
one guy. You've not
Have I?
dated all of us.
Trust me. I know
How
this.
many?
You know,
Put a number.
men.
Put a number.
A good number.
Yeah?
Listen,
Like 10?
men are cut from the same cloth. Like,
No
you
way.
cannot convince me otherwise. Like,
There's this thing. There's
women
this
too.
meme.
Like, we both like. Listen, I'm not saying you don't have to defend yourselves too
No,
much. I'm not saying you guys lie and we are righteous. No.
Okay.
We both lie, like, even when we don't need to lie, even when, like there's this representation. Now, let me tell you something. There's this representation of men that you, let's say, cheat a lot, or I don't know. So you feel like every time, because you're trying to fight that representation of you guys, you have to lie.
I wouldn't say that we are lying, but we are managing the situation.
So you're lying, but
no,
okay. So you're describing lying, but with sweeter words.
No, we are managing the situation.
So you're lying, but with sweeter, slight words.
No.
So what exactly? No, like if I ask you, where are you going,
like
and you
I'm
don't
going
want
out
to.
with the guys.
Yet you're going
Is
out
that a lie?
Yet you're going out with girls too.
I said the guys. So sometimes you just find yourself with the girls.
So what Oh, so they fall from heaven somehow and they're there?
The thing is,
like, it's not, let me tell you, it's not hard to be like, hey, I'm going out
with
so and so and so and so. Instead of me finding out that you went out with so and so, but there was also so and so.
Sometimes,
like, let me tell you, omission is a lie. Like, if you omit information that you know, you lied. That's it. So because we convince ourselves that, you know, we're Mugamba, I'm going out with the guys.
Yeah, but I'll speak for myself. I don't lie.
I know. Every guy says that. It's okay.
If I told you I'm going out with the guys, trust me, I'm with the guys.
It's okay.
If any other gender comes near me,
falls from heaven somehow,
they don't fall from heaven. They just come. Like how we are here.
The word is, we don't communicate well enough, or we don't communicate clearly. So when you tell me you're out with the guys, yet you're with Albert and Roger, but there's also a Rita. Tell me, listen, I'm out with Albert, Roger, and Rita. Because the minute you omit that information, you're giving me room to make my own conclusion. Yeah.
Going.
What's the best way to explore human nature Psychology, philosophy, or biology?
Biology.
Why?
Oh my God, I don't know.
You want us to be cut properly, but they study us properly.
I don't know how to go about this, but our life rotates around that.
Yeah. But it makes sense though. Yeah.
Name a few things in your life you could not live without.
My daughter. I know, of course, like, yeah, life is life. Life is life. Things could happen, but my God, I don't know. My daughter, she's like my little, I don't know.
Can I see her so that I have a picture every time you talk about her? Because
let me see. She's so pretty.
Just a picture of her. I mean.
So that's one. Then my phone.
I saw you all the time you're on your phone.
I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
A lot, like unnecessarily a lot. So I don't know. I'm an incredibly proud mom. Like I throw it everywhere, even unnecessarily. So yeah, I always feel good telling people about my daughter.
She's adorable.
I know, right? Very.
And she looks like you.
Who else was she supposed to look like?
Your dad.
Give me my phone. So I carry her.
So you want us to go that side?
And then she looks like...
You want us to go that side?
Oh no, I'll win this argument. Trust me. I've had it so many times.
Yeah?
I will win the argument.
Trust me, you won't.
Yeah, my daughter, my phone, money. Yeah.
Okay.
What is the biggest lie you've ever told someone?
I told my girlfriend that, of course, I was out Easter holiday. I went to Ginger. No, I just told her I went for work. And
so
these guys would catch vibe with my colleagues, and then we went and did all that stuff. And yet I went with
another woman?
No. I went with other guys.
So in that other guys, Mwalimu Albert nani then muberamu Nerita somewhere. But
it was Amwonge and other guys.
Okay.
Are you obligated to help other people, or you should be responsible for helping yourself?
I think it depends on what's happening. First of all, I think no one is obligated to help other people. You do it out of your own, out of the goodness of your heart. It's not a must. Like if you find someone outside bleeding, it's not a must that you should stop and help them. It's not. It's out of the goodness of your heart that you're like, let me stop and help. So no, you should be helping yourself. After time, this world is weird.
I would differ with you a little bit on that. I used to think that like you're a mother,
yeah,
you're responsible for your child, you should be helping them out. And the other person comes second. But
you see,
that changed a while ago. Like when I started helping out kids. I have an orphanage. There's a way they touch my heart, and I feel like I am obligated to help them. And
out of the good, let me tell you, if you don't help them, no one is going to come and arrest you.
I know, like that's what I said.
That's what I'm saying. You're not obligated. It's not a must.
I told you, I feel. You get, we do things because we feel like doing them.
Out of the goodness of your heart.
Yes, but
exactly. If you didn't help those kids, no one will beat you up. No one will arrest you. So you're not obligated to help them. You're just doing it out of the goodness of your heart. You see, me helping my kid, that's not me helping them. it is my responsibility to
yes.
help them. It's
Yes.
not even an obligation. It's my responsibility to make sure my daughter has food, my daughter goes to school, my daughter sleeps well. It's my responsibility. I don't have a way around it. Like, I can't run away. I can't walk away from it. You, if you woke up tomorrow and you're like, man, you sentences China, no one will beat you up because, you know, you're not helping an orphan. It will be sad, but no one will arrest you for it. No one will judge you for it. Like, you don't have. But me, I can't wake up and be like, little crowd, you're not eating, sinner, saint. You get? You're not obligated to help. You just do it out of, you know, the goodness of your heart and your kindness as a person and your humanity as a person. But that's just about it.
Okay.
If you cheated on your partner, would you confess it?
Me?
You'd take that to your... Oh my God. Is that what you said? Me? Like, you're like, what? Can never be me. Would you confess?
It depends on the situation.
You really do this managing situation thing a lot. I sort of anticipated his answer, and then he did exactly that. Like, no man just comes home and tells you he was cheating. So I was thinking, let's see if he'll shock me, and he didn't. If you know that you cheating will hurt my feelings, why do you have to do it in the very first place?
I wouldn't want to cheat, and
so what happens?
You know,
you were sleeping.
I wouldn't cheat, but in case if I find myself in a situation that looks like cheating, I would.
I have so many questions, but you know, okay.
I would not tell because they might misinterpret the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, so.
Okay. You're going.
I'm going. Share a very embarrassing moment of your life.
I have so many. Anyway, as in form 4, and we were doing papers. You know, we were almost done, and then I got into this quarrel with a deputy head teacher at my school.
What was it about?
It was stupid. A sweater or something. Anyway, I had long hair. And so his punishment was for me to cut off my hair. And I was like, no, I'm not cutting off my hair. Like, you know, you're going into back. You know, back of all things, you want me to cut off my hair? So he went and told the head teacher I wanted to beat him. And, you know, like, in Form 4, I was very, very small. Like, I was like so tiny. Yeah. And this man went and told the head teacher I wanted to beat him up. Oh, my God. You know how teachers are. They blow everything out of proportion. And, of course, they called my dad. So my dad gets to school and is like, so what exactly happened? And then the guy's like, I told your daughter to cut off her hair and she refused and she wanted to beat me up. What? And my dad, so they told my dad, I think they told him to like beat me or something. And he's like, no, I won't beat her. I will punish her. And that man asked me to cut off my hair. Like,
oh no.
Not just cut off my hair. You know, like you can go to the salon and cut off your hair, but like in a reasonable way. That man cut off my hair and you couldn't tell the difference between my forehead and my head. My God. It was so embarrassing. I cried for like 3 days. I remember we were doing papers. So when you're going inside the paper, you have to take off your sweater and you can't cover your head. Like, oh my God. I don't think anything will ever happen to me that was that embarrassing. I could never have that picture.
I'd love to see that picture.
It lives in my head. Yeah, that was one of the most embarrassing things.
Wow.
Anyway, give 3 items that are on your bucket list.
Travel. The world.
Okay.
Other things are really. I want to build a home for the orphans. And I want to serve God.
You're already serving God.
No, not the
How?
way.
Okay.
What memories would you like to have? What stories do you want to tell at age 90?
First of all, I don't want to live up to age 90.
Why?
No, thank you. One, I want to talk about how I'm a romantic.
Huh?
Yes. So at age 90, I want to tell my kids how I met my grandkids, how I met their granddad, and you know, all the beautiful things that happened in between.
You care to share with me?
No.
Please.
What if I haven't met him yet?
I would buy you a new thing.
Like what? Will you buy me shoes? If you give me the money now, I promise you will sit here and tell me stories still to.
I'll buy you a bag. I will.
I will see. You see, the problem is I haven't met him yet. Exactly.
You see
so
where
I don't
you're
have
going?
so I don't have a story to tell yet.
Okay.
Yeah. I have to first confirm that
he's
the one. Yeah, before I start telling the story.
So what do you call the stories you have now?
Right now.
I think it's a mixture of romance and yeah, that's
right now it's just a good story that's yeah.
Please share.
Men are embarrassing. I'll share it on camera and all. Then 2 weeks later they dump me and I'm stuck with the memory forever.
It's a memory.
No, thank you. What are your greatest turn-offs?
First of all, tying on me so much. Yes, it's love, but it's loving the wrong way. Give space for love to grow. You get?
That makes sense.
Yeah. And then when a woman is not intellectually, it really turns me off. Regardless of the beauty and all of that. Just can't take it. What's the most sensible thing you've heard someone say?
To live your life the way you want it to be remembered. Like, if you die right now, how would you want people to remember you?
Okay.
And I think that's stuck somehow.
Wow.
Like, I think about it a lot. So, yeah. If I died right now, besides the things that people usually say, of course, oh my God, she was a good person, yeah. But what would you want to be remembered as? Yeah. So that is how you should live your life, like, every day. Because, anytime now. Yeah. So this is both of us. We're supposed to answer this. Who are you really? Who is the real person behind the mask on your face?
I'm shy. No one believes that, but I know I am shy. And I am a very, very soft person. Like, if you did something terribly wrong, if you came and just said sorry in a sincerity of heart, I would take it without thinking.
I'm a very sensitive person. I get hurt easily. But I'm also very good at pretending to be okay with things. So things usually just slide. But yeah, you were fun to hang around. I've had fun, first of all. So my partner was open-minded and all. It wasn't boring. It was fun. It was actually better than I expected. So thank you for having me.
My partner was was beautiful, and she was good to look at for the time we spent on the show.
Nkubanja bag, I think.
But you didn't share.
But I told you why.
You didn't share, so...